Chapter 3. The Takedown. The Kilimanjaro was now in position, with the citadel behind her and an approaching nightmare known as Harbinger in front. On the bridge, the crew watched the approaching monster with nervous anticipation.
Harbinger is almost in firing range.
The communications officer chimed in.
Ma'am, Admiral Hackett wants to know what we're doing?
Tell him we'll call him back later, if we're able.
Harbinger has a lock on us and is now powering his main weapons.
All hands brace for weapons impact,
Announced Valentine.
Harbinger is firing. Modified barriers are powered up and are at full strength.
As Harbinger's destructive beam weapon strikes the Kilimanjaro, its barriers shimmered violently as it tries to absorb a tremendous amount of raw power. As predicted, some of the Kilimanjaro's systems were blowing out throughout the ship, and Conrad expertly isolated key systems from being damaged. As fire crews were putting out small fires that had appeared on the bridge, Lieutenant Farragut called out the power levels.
It has been 30 seconds and power level are at 60%. I don't know how much more our barriers can take this.
We need to be at least over 90% to do any damage to that monster, or we might as well be firing spitballs at him.
75%. I'm getting hull breaches on decks 3, 5, and 8. Emergency barriers are not responding.
Come on, old girl. I know you was supposed to be decommissioned before all this happened, but I need you to hold on a little longer, and I promise you the first dry dock we come across, you'll get a full refit. Just hold on a little longer.
85, 90, 95.
That will have to do. Fire.
Without hesitation, Farragut unleashed all of Harbinger's stored energy through the Kilimanjaro's 4 Thanix cannons and right back at Harbinger. All 4 streams of raw power of Thanix energy and borrowed Reaper energy powered towards Harbinger. As the streams got closer to their target, the streams started to come together in spiral motion until all 4 streams became on massive lance of destructive power and it slammed into Harbinger's barriers. Harbinger's barriers held, and its onslaught continued. If the Harbinger continued to feed the energy to the Kilimanjaro's cannons, then Kilimanjaro's own onslaught will continue to pound the Harbinger's barriers.
Admiral, I'm picking up a slow power build-up from the Citadel. I think it's getting ready to do whatever it's supposed to do.
Ma'am, Admiral Hackett is ordering the fleet to break of an FTL to the arranged rendezvous point.
That's a good idea, but it seems that we have our hands full with this monster. If we break of now, the Harbinger will kill us and take down the Citadel before it has a chance to fire. But if we hold on, then the Citadel will fire. Harbinger and the Reapers will be destroyed along with the Kilimanjaro.
Then we shall hold the line, Mr. Valentine. We have no choice.
I know, Admiral, just laying it out. It's been the honor serving with you, Admiral, and you've been a good friend.
The feeling is mutual, my friend.
Suddenly, the Kilimanjaro jolted.
What was that?
It's the Phoenix. She's firing a modulated beam at our barriers. Its energy is being added to the cannon's output. Levels are now at 100% and rising.
Then the Kilimanjaro jolted a second time and then a third.
Now what's going on?
It's the Yorktown and the Alberta. They are also firing a modulated beam at our barriers. Admiral, the Citadel's power build-up is reaching critical levels.
What's happening with Harbinger? Is the extra power working?
But before Farragut could answer, Harbinger's barriers failed, and with its barriers gone, the Kilimanjaro's boosted cannons blasted through Harbinger's hull as it was not there. Harbinger let out a deafening roar of pain that sounded like it was opening the gates of hell and fell silent as its lifeless hulk slowly drifted away.
Cease fire. Helm. Disengage and get us out of here.
Despite the Kilimanjaro's sheer size, Lieutenant Lee performed a perfect 180, and in a blink of an eye they entered FTL. And Hannah Shepard hoped. She prayed that her son would come through and survive the effects of the crucible.